lovely lady with the green hat thingy in the very back row.
Yeah,
Can
Pikmin.
you hear me? Yay! Thank you.
Very exciting. There's still a couple seats way up front. There's some over in that side. There's a couple scattered in the front over here. That side over there looks like where most of the seats are. That's what all the hands up mean.
Ooh.
Yeah, or slide together. Make room on the sides. Real panel, yeah. Somebody had to open this room earlier, so there was something else in here. I just don't know what it was. Yeah, I bet.
So
I'm
fun.
really glad I don't have my ears pierced because I would buy all of them. This just completely takes that out of the equation.
I have a wall of earrings.
Yeah, I would if my ears were pierced.
It's pretty great. I have like a wire mesh in a frame that I hang in front. It's cool though.
But yeah, there's still a few spots in the front. Anybody with a hand up has a seat next to them, so still lots of space to sit, especially up front.
Make your new best con friend. You'll be friends forever.
Yeah, there's still a couple people coming in.
Nature bringing people together.
Hell yeah. Sure.
Okay, hello friends. Thank you so much for coming out today for our fantastic panel about how video games teach us about the natural world. Because not all nerds want to stay inside all the time. But today it's very cold, so stay inside.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Sam Lott, and this is Becky. We're going to talk about video games and the natural world. And all video games have to take... Yeah, there's still
Come
some
on
spots up front.
in. Yeah. We are not scary. We are very friendly people.
Yeah, in fact, I'm very scared about how many people are here.
But
So-
we'll give you a sec to settle in.
Still a few more. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots up front here. Maybe a few more that I can't see.
You empty seat waving people are doing such great work. I will commend you.
Yeah, and if you want to put your arm down, just slide over and make everybody else slide over, and then you don't have to hold your arm up anymore. And then there will be an open seat on the end.
Yes, come forth, my children. Come to me.
Yeah, I still see 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. something like that.
Okay.
Great.
Almost there, and then in approximately 30 seconds, I'm declaring you guys on your own.
Up front.
Yeah. Cool.
Great. Great. So all video games take place somewhere, in some setting, and a lot of those are informed by the natural world, the world that we live in. Many of these games have outdoor elements. There's usually plants or animals involved, and sometimes it's just people and robots, but people are animals too. And a lot of these even fantastical elements that might not exist in our real world have been informed from the natural world, whether it's concepts or
Specific species.
yeah. And last year, so Becky and I are coworkers, and she was mentioning that she's always wanted to do some panel at MAGFest that has to do with the natural world, with biology, because that's what she does. And I said, well, if MAGFest is a gaming convention, I play an awful lot of video games that have nature elements in them. And I credit a lot of video games that I played as a child to my career as a biologist today. So let's talk about that. And I didn't think it would be this
Popular.
yeah.
And even though today we are going to be focusing on video games, I am absolutely so excited to see this like explosion, at least in my world, I might live in a bubble, but an explosion of tabletop games, role-playing games, all with a natural theme to them. Anyone play Wingspan? Yeah. And there's more and more cropping up all the time. So clearly, the natural world has always been a huge source for creativity and all about the way humans interact with the world around them. From ancient poetry to now very exciting video games that might even have a robot like shaped like a plant or something.
Exactly. I think half of the board games I own are nature themed. Great. So, little background on us. I have a master's degree in renewable natural resources. I've done a lot of field work all over the country for my career. And now I work at the Maryland Department of Natural Resources with Becky. I
Tax
also
dollars at work.
I co-host some of the events for the DMV foraging meetup group that is now actually defunct because nobody wants to pay for meetups fees anymore. So now it's mostly through Discord, so if anybody wants to join our Discord after this, let me know. I've got a link I can give you. And I play a lot of video games in my free time. During COVID, I think I did the most like walking simulator kind of video games ever because I could not get outside as much. It was very therapeutic.
Yes, and I am Becky Swarita, and I am currently the Stewardship Coordinator of Maryland's Chesapeake Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve, which is, so the National Estuarine Research Reserves are a network of federally protected reserves across the country. We currently have 30, soon to be 32. So I have a little passport and I play like a little check 'em all, gotta catch 'em all of the reserves around the country. I encourage you to do the same. And these reserves are all about conserving wetland and estuarine systems, which is where rivers meet the ocean, like the Chesapeake Bay. Yay! So I've done a ton of different research and field work stuff in the past. I have a master's degree in marine, estuarine, and environmental science. And I've been studying specifically submerged aquatic vegetation and nearshore habitat restoration for like 15 years or something, which is kind of bananas. But also equally as importantly, I have been staffing MAGFest for about 10 years now, which has been pretty fun. I come to MAGFest from a slightly different perspective than most people in that I'm actually not a huge video game person, but the games I have played, all 3 of them, oh, I've gone deep. So, but I love the and of MAGFest so much. All of the culture and the creativity that we bring to it, and that is that same creativity that connects us all to the natural world in different ways. And clearly I like talking about this stuff, so feel free to check out BioBites with Becky on Instagram, where I do fun science communication videos whenever I'm out and about doing field work. If I find a cool plant, if I find a cool critter, if I just want to talk to you and wax poetically about natural oases in urbanized areas, give it a click. It's pretty fun.
Great. So originally, I wanted people to shout this out. Now I'm going to need people to raise hands because there are too many people in this room. Great. What are your favorite video games?
We got you, blue shirt.
Civilization. My husband suggested that for this presentation.
All right, in front.
RuneScape. A lot of different fish and plants in RuneScape. Shin Megami Tensei. I haven't played that one, so I don't know what nature things are in it. Control?
Very nice.
All
Black
right.
Hand in the middle, that's been up since like the beginning. Ooh.
Monster Hunter. That's a good one. Very informed by biology. Pink Hand. Yeah,
That's you.
Yeah, you.
Yep,
You've got a
you.
pink hand.
Pink hand and the blue headband.
Yeah, that's you.
What? Destiny.
All right.
Way in the back.
Okay, way in the back.
Yes, that's one of my 3.
Call of Duty Warzone. All right.
Blue shirt. Don't know what that is, but I bet it's great. Pink hair, black shirt.
Yes! That's my favorite game.
Blue hands, red sleeve.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Let's
Go way in the back, last row. Cyberpunk 2077.
Cool.
Great.
Just because you had your hand up for a long time? Dark
Souls.
All right, thanks, guys.
Great. So I don't know all of those games, but I'm sure all of them have some connection to nature. Some of them more than others, but even if it's just a setting, the way that the landscape looks or the way that plants are textured, a lot of that stuff is going to have come from somewhere in nature.
And a lot of that stuff is used really strategically in video games to inform the feel you're supposed to have, to inform the atmosphere, and maybe give you clues about what to expect in those areas, which I think is really kind of a brilliant artistic aspect of all of this.
And then this was the same thing, but specific games that have that portion, that nature portion sort of front and center, as a sort of warm-up for a little audience participation game that takes up most of this presentation.
So, yes, right in the middle. Eye contact, you.
Okay. My favorite childhood games, Endless Ocean 1 and 2 for the Wii.
Woo!
Good warm-up.
Very nice. And what is your favorite nature aspect of that game?
The entire thing is about nature and scuba diving and finding fish and...
Fish, excellent. Yeah, I love it. Glasses, blue sleeve.
The Animal Crossing series.
Whoa!
Yes.
That's another one of my 3. We'll have to wait until you mention it, okay? Glasses. What?
Valheim. That was suggested by Allison.
Oh, glasses behind glasses.
Dave the Diver, yeah.
More diving, see?
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
That's amazing. Purple.
Skyrim.
Excellent. That's one of those amazing.
It's
So
very
I've
good
heard.
at that.
That's a really good use of natural elements in the gameplay, right up front. BioShock. It's right in the name, you guys. Black all the way in the back.
Abzu. Yep, that's a pretty one too.
Ooh, I just thought of a fourth video game that I played in my childhood. And that is Zoo Tycoon. So many animals in there, and you had to have the habitat correct for maintaining the animals. See, learning about ecosystems.
All right, mask over there. Yep.
Yes!
A Tasmanian tiger game? Ooh, pink mask. Is this a game where you get to pretend to be an ant? Oh my God.
There's some great games out there.
One more.
Botanicula. I don't
Is
know
that-
that one, but it sounds like botany. Awesome.
Ooh,
Great.
very
All
good.
right, we'll move
Okay.
on. That's awesome. There are so many that are out there now, and I feel like they're just making more and more, and it's great. I just don't have enough time to play them all now.
Silly jobs.
So why is it that we love games that involve nature so much? It's because humans are hardwired to appreciate nature and to enjoy being out in it. Studies have shown that mental and physical health improves when people spend time in nature. It makes us healthier, happier people. So emulating being outside is only natural for us. It might not be an adequate substitute for all of the health benefits. We might not get as much cardiovascular exercise sitting in front of our TVs or computers.
And we might be slowly turning into shrimp.
But when it's so cold outside like today, it can sort of alleviate some of those mental gaps in our nature access.
Speaking of access, accessibility is another huge thing. There is a huge movement in our field, in our natural resources management and biological field, to increase accessibility of natural spaces for everyone. We're talking about making wheelchair accessible trails. Woo! We're talking, there are an amazing set of something that I have seen in parks now, sensory areas where they will have a topographic representation of the view shed that you can feel if you have a vision problem. There are so many great advances in accessibility for nature, but to get excited about nature, often you need to be exposed to it. And one way that we're exposed to it is through video games. I wanted to mention too, anyone heard of Japanese forest bathing? Woo! I'm trying to get the state of Maryland to pay for me to be certified in Japanese forest bathing. So far, no dice, but I have hope. This is called Shinrin Yoku. And much as Sam was just describing, this is the idea that experiencing nature, feeling the shadow of a tree, and breathing and grounding yourself in nature is both mentally beneficial and physically beneficial. So you can do it yourself. Hug a tree, touch grass, or touch some virtual grass if needed.
And like Becky was saying, games are a risk-free opportunity to explore. A lot of what you can do in nature is not accessible to everybody. Not everybody has access to the same kinds of land, or the ability to travel, or hunting big game, or diving to the bottom of the ocean where it's not physically practical to do. But you can do all of those things in a video game. You can forage for berries and mushrooms and try eating them and maybe die in the game. You can't do that in real life. I mean, once.
Everything is edible once.
But in a game, you have the ability to learn from that experience after the fact, which is something that you don't have in real life. You have to be much more cautious in real life. Maybe you're not quite fit enough to run 24 hours in a 700-acre hunting preserve.
But Link is fit enough to run for 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, You can do that in a video game. You could just keep holding down the shift key and go forever.
Until you reach the edge of the map and they, teleport you somewhere else, which is a clue for my last video game. Or maybe that happens in all video games and I just don't know.
So even if you're not learning about specific plants and animals, you're learning about different concepts. You're learning some mushrooms and berries are poisonous, while others give you health benefits. You learn that there are different fish in different places or in different kinds of water. You might learn that there are different adaptations for different flora and fauna in different kinds of environments to help them survive there. You might learn that food is more nutritious when you cook it. Maybe you learn about hunting and fishing regulations. I was a kid, I was like 7 years old when I played a really old hunting game that I'm gonna bring up later, that you would get fined and lose the game and have to start over again if you shot your gun at the wrong time of day.
Yes, just, legal policy and regulation, what all children dream about.
So here's the game portion. I don't know if I want to shout out answers again. I think I might want to do hands. So let's see how this goes. We're going to start real easy. Anybody know what this is? It's a birch tree.
That is a birch. In particular, I would call that a river birch. Betula.
Becky's fancy.
We'll see how many I know.
And then how about what's this game?
I saw your hands shoot right up.
This is Minecraft, yes. They added birch trees in 2011. Oh yeah, please do.
Okay, axolotls. Minecraft, right? Who's axolotl? There's like clans or something, right? Yeah, axolotls are the coolest thing. They are very endangered in real life, so this emphasis that super popular video games like Minecraft puts on this little creature. He is a little salamander dude. He has exterior gills that give him like little fluffy feathery cuteness, and he like smiles at you. They are indigenous to Mexico, where again, they're endangered, and there's a huge pet trade now, and the pet trade is actually, for once, potentially helping to conserve this animal because it's increasing genetic diversity, doing all sorts of fun stuff. And axolotls can regenerate limbs. How insane is that? This is a fully evolved vertebrate. It's like a little creature, and he can just grow back an arm. And they are extremely important, and there's a huge amount of medical research going on. So maybe one day in 100 years, because of axolotls and their representation in Minecraft, we perhaps could regrow our little fingers. I think it's exciting.
All right.
All right, I saw a hand over here in the pinkish thing. There, you.
Luna Moth, yes, good job. How about this game?
Black hair, glasses.
Yes, that is Skyrim. Skyrim is one of those games that is really, really good at this. They're really good at blending a lot of the real things from our world with the fantasy elements. A lot of the mushrooms in Skyrim are real. A lot of the plants in Skyrim are real. And the first time I saw a juniper bush after playing Skyrim, I was like, wait, I know what that is. And I got very excited. So I made my husband take a picture of me picking a juniper piece and then eating it. And then I put like the little border around the picture with like the little Skyrim quest, like eat this thing or collect this thing. And I put that on all my social media like a big nerd. I don't have the picture here because it was too embarrassing.
Yes.
Did you know that juniper berries aren't actually berries? They're more like a kind of pine cone.
They are, yes. What is a droop, I believe, is the botanical term. And juniper berries are used to flavor my favorite clear
Gin.
liquor, gin.
All right, how about this vegetable?
How about way in the back? Yep.
Fiddlehead ferns.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how about this video game? I saw you. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is the reason that I started eating bok choy and parsnips and fiddlehead ferns.
Fiddlehead ferns are a seasonal delicacy in some areas, in like kind of Appalachia everywhere. And they say that you can smell it well, they say the same thing about ramps actually, but you can smell it just as soon as you walk into town in some of these areas. They're so popular. And they have a very, very short season and cannot be very effectively cultivated agriculturally. So they depend on we foragey folk for their delicacies. Yeah.
If you don't have the Stardew Valley cookbook, I highly recommend it.
Ooh.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Very cool. All right. We're getting a little bit harder now.
Slightly more challenging. How about you? Ooh.
Yes, good job.
Very nice.
This is Celandine. Great. How about this game?
How about you?
Yes, this is The Witcher 3.
And that's my third video game. Yes.
Yeah, but still very much informed by biology.
Very much. In fact, I do appreciate that some of the potions and such you do make in The Witcher are related to real life uses of those herbs and foraged materials. Not all of them, but some of them. And also, I want to just, somebody mentioned it, but lesser celandine is a horrific celandine, is a horrific non-native invasive in our area.
In North America.
In North America. So if you see it, kill it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I learned about ergot poisoning, and I was like, wait, that's in The Witcher, and it's hallucinogenic. And I was like, that makes sense as to why it's involved in potion making in The Witcher.
Yes. All right. Blue, red, stripy sleeve.
Morel mushrooms.
Delicious.
Anybody know what this game is? Slightly more challenging. Some of these games are going to get real esoteric later.
Say it
This is
again.
not Kingdom Come.
Another guess?
What was that? Oblivion? No, not quite.
How about you?
Nope. Nope. All right, now we'll just shout them out.
Okay, just shout them out.
Medieval Dynasty, you called it. I played a lot of that recently.
So, what are your tips and tricks for morel foraging, Sam?
I have never found a morel. I know a couple people who have found, I think Matt and Aaron found 5 last year
Very
in
exciting.
Maryland State Parks.
Oh. I have been told, having only found one in my life, southern facing slopes, and you look and see where the snow lasts longest, the last place that snow
North.
melts, and that is where you go find them, on a southern facing slope.
Interesting.
Who knows if that's true? What do we got?
Oh, we got this. All right, we got a fish next. What kind of fish, though? I want specifics.
Purple?
Rainbow trout, close. This is a trout, but it's not a rainbow trout. Not quite a brook trout either. What color is it mostly? What's a fancy way of saying yellow? Gold.
A golden trout. Now, if we were being really precise about this, we would break out our dichotomous key, and that dichotomous key would list distinctive features in an elaborate network so that you could move on down to your affirmative ID. If you're actually foraging bring a dichotomous key. Don't listen to influencers, which I'm going to pretend that we're influencers right now. Don't listen to influencers like us. Actually use a key it out. You'll learn something and not die, hopefully.
Yeah. I love apps like iNaturalist and Seek and all that stuff, but definitely confirm your ID otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially.
iNaturalist for the uninitiated is an amazing app that harnesses the power of the crowds to make visual identifications based on photographs, and then people in the field like us can go in and confirm IDs to improve the software or app or whatever you want to call it. Just so you know, it's great.
And then scientists get to use that information, and it's really cool, and I love it so much.
Yes, I love
think
it so
everybody
much.
should be using iNaturalist.
But okay, let's look at the game. Hey!
I think everybody knows what this one is. I don't think we need to do that.
But the real treasure is friendship.
Yeah, it's one of the most expensive fish in the game.
I truly love how in-depth Animal Crossing New Horizons is, especially the aquarium that you get to go in. They have like real information in there. I've spent probably an embarrassing amount of time just in the aquarium within a video game looking at fish.
During the pandemic, my wife and I went on a date to our Animal Crossing New Horizons aquarium.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
That's so sweet.
True romance right there. What do we got?
Anybody know what this is? These are,
Guess?
again, redbud, not quite.
Not quite.
Rose hips, that is
Nice.
correct.
Very good. Makes an excellent tea and very high in vitamin C.
One of the few things you could probably still forage right now. Anybody know what this game is? Yes. The Long Dark.
Woo!
I've played an embarrassing amount of that game still. Trying to get all of the achievements. Anybody know what this bird is? Cedar waxwing.
Very nice.
Correct. Woo! I took this picture off the internet, not from the game itself because I haven't played it, but anybody know what game this is from? Red Dead 2, you are correct. Red Dead Redemption 2 is very good at birds. They have a lot of birds in it. That is real sad. Wow.
Real sad, but what a teachable moment, right?
right.
Resource management people. What do we got? What do we think?
Got the same people.
It's a grouper. I can't remember what largemouth.
Nope, not quite.
What do you think?
No.
No. How about you?
Yeah.
Very
it is
nice.
a crappie. This
It's
is a white.
crappie.
It's a white crappie. Crappie, crappie.
All right, which game? Oh, have we stumped the crowd? MAGFest will not be stumped. What do we think?
I'm gonna stump them. Bass Pro, no. I'm pretty sure this game is actually free on Steam.
Just shout it out if you have a guess.
Fishing Simulator is not bad of a guess. Nope. All right, cool. This is Fishing Planet.
Fishing Planet.
There we go.
There we go. I guarantee you that there are a couple of these outside at this moment. Oh, all right. Yes, that is a crested cormorant.
It's a great cormorant,
A-
actually.
oh, a great, my mistake, so sorry. Crested cormorants are the ones we have around here.
Yeah. These ones, I'm not sure. I know
Crested cormorants
crested
are
cormorants
native.
And what is it, double-breasted are the
Yes.
two that we have?
Yeah. Crested are a lot more common.
This is the one that I found in a video game, so I took the picture of that one instead.
What's the...
It is Grand Theft Auto 5.
See, nature in unexpected urbanized landscapes.
There are a lot of cormorants in urban places.
Fun facts about cormorants. They are colloquially called hell divers because they are a diving bird and they eat fish specifically. And as a result, fishermen hate them not only because they steal their bait and eat the fish, but because when they poop on your boat, their highly acidic poop eats away the paint. In the middle? Very possibly. I'm less familiar with loons.
What's their opinion on democracy?
Oh, that we could ever know. Ooh, this is one of my favorite creatures of all time. Way in the back. Or you, like, who just turned around back. Yeah. Leafy sea dragon.
This is correct. Yeah,
Endless Ocean 2.
Yeah.
this is Endless Ocean. I wasn't sure if it was the first or the second one, but I've played them both. And this game, and specifically Leafy Sea Dragon, why I put this one in, is helped me in one of my grad school classes once when my professor put up a picture of a leafy sea dragon and said, does anybody know what this is? And I was the only one to raise my hand because of this game.
Yes. Mhm. In the Chesapeake Bay, we do have native seahorses and native pipefish, both close cousins of the leafy sea dragon. All right, what's this cute little fella?
It is a kind of mountain goat.
Anyone got a more specific?
And yeah. Not quite. It's a weird name.
All the way in the back.
Nope.
One more. What? Okay, how about you?
Nope.
Ooh, oh, those are so pretty, though. I love springboks.
Yeah, those are lovely. This
A
is
chamois.
yeah.
A chamois. Very similar to the ShamWow. What game? What game? Oh,
Not quite.
I love that Goat Simulator exists. There's a raccoon one coming out. Have you seen that? There's one where you get to just like frolic around and be a raccoon.
Any guesses for this one?
All right, we got to guess. What?
The Hunter, Call of the Wild. Yep, this is in the Teawara map. I played way too much of this game during lockdown. This was my walking simulator.
All right, what's this one?
Yeah, I mean, say it louder.
Thistle!
This is a kind of thistle. This is specifically a picture of the blue glow variety because
Ooh,
somebody mentioned
shiny.
this game earlier.
How about you right in the middle?
Valheim, that's
Nice.
correct.
What is it? Bull thistle is another horrible invasive species here in Maryland because it spreads so prolifically from its wind-borne seeds. The little fluffs on the seeds just pick it up and float it all away. So do your part. Kill the thistle. And who is this beautiful baby?
Close. It is a rodent, but it is not a nutria. A marmot? No.
Oh, a quokka.
No, it is
Quokka
not.
quokka.
It is not a quokka. Quokkas are marsupials, aren't they? Muskrat? No. This is a weird one. I picked this one because it was weird. Because wombat? No. This is from the Caribbean.
My cat is named Prince Wombat, by the way.
Nice.
But who is our Caribbean rodent? I saw a hand right there. You?
It's close to a capybara. It looks like a smaller version of a capybara. This is a hootia.
Who knew what a hootia was?
All the pictures are from Cuba, which will help you answer the next question. This is Far Cry 6.
Who would ever harm a beautiful little creature like that? Speaking of which, who here has a problem when they have to fight wolves in games? It makes me so sad. Oh no! Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Why would they do this to us?
That's why it's easier to fight monsters.
Yes. All right, what's next? You.
Nope, not turkey tails. They are
They're-
a kind of shelf.
Right up here.
Nope, it's not, but it's close. A lot of these tree-loving, what are they called? Dendrophilic?
Oh, yes.
Yes, dendrophilic mushrooms look very similar.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
I don't know. Oh, no, you're thinking of chicken of the woods or hen of the woods. Neither one, sadly.
Yep. This is not one you get resin from. This is one that you can burn as like tinder. It's, yes, I think that is one of the other common names. Tinder polypore and hoof fungus.
A hoof fungus.
That's how I was taught it, was hoof fungus, but tinder polypore is another one.
And it sounds like we got some mushroom foragers in the room. Woo!
Anybody know what this game is?
Right in the middle.
This is Among Trees.
Among the trees,
Among
where I
Trees
want to
is
be.
Very good at this, and I like it quite a bit. I just wish the game was longer. This is a throwback. Let me tell you, this one is going to be difficult. Or really easy if you're my age.
I believe.
The creature's going to be hard regardless, because I don't even remember what it's called. Yes.
This guy is from South America, and they are super common where they exist. I do not know, but those are so cute. I had to place it in my mind for a second.
Yes, water possum. That is it. It is a yapak.
Woo!
And this game, please let me know if you've played this as well, because half of the people in my office do seem to have played this, but we did not remember until we talked about it.
Amazon Trail!
I got this in a cereal box.
I used to sit in my elementary school library during lunch and try to play my way through this game, and it would crash at the same point every single time when I collected this fancy flower. And now I will never know what happens
You
in
can
the end.
download it now. It's on the internet. It only takes about 3 hours to watch the full playthrough on YouTube.
Ooh. All right, what kind of shark is this? Red sweater.
Black tip, yep.
Black tip reef shark.
This is another one of those games from my childhood that I absolutely adore and credit with making me want to be a marine biologist when I got older. I heard it in the back. Yes!
Woo!
I love that game. Anybody know what these birds are?
Little flappy friends.
Green-winged teal.
They are a huntable species with the proper permits in the state of Maryland.
That is correct. Huntable. Anybody know what game this is? This is that weird hunting game I was talking about earlier that taught me that there are regulations.
All right, what is it?
I heard somebody say something in the back, yeah. No, but I heard somebody say something else. No, it's very close to what I said. It's literally called the hunting game.
Creativity at its finest.
I played this game so much as a kid, and I would get arrested, go to jail, have all of my stuff taken from me, and have to start over again. And the way that you earn money in this game is by watching videos from Magellan and Ducks Unlimited and all of these things about animals. And once you have watched enough of these videos, you have enough money to buy gear and a license to go hunt the thing. And then if you shoot before the clock says you're allowed to, you get arrested again. And as a child, this was infuriating, but it taught me a lot. I wanted to add some cell phone games here. I forgot to take this slide out.
Oh. Does anyone have any suggestions for some great mobile games that have natural elements?
Please provide Mola Mola.
Ooh, what's in that game?
You learn a lot about Mola Mola and how stupid they are.
Fantastic. Mola Mola, for the uninitiated, are those gigando Atlantic fish that look like they're just a head with fins. And,
Also called ocean sunfish.
ocean sunfish, that's how I know them. They have a big old fin that flops like this sometimes at the surface. Right up here.
Heyday is a farming simulator game.
A farming simulator, so many farming simulators. There are farming simulators that accurately reflect seasonal tasks and like natural agrarian cycles that you have to follow. You can actually learn how to farm from some farming simulators, which is amazing. Red?
Pikmin Bloom. Or Bloom.
Ooh, what is that one?
Pikmin Bloom?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just walk around and you pick a flower you want. Just plant around while you're walking. And just plant the flower as you walk. And you expect the tulips. Forget all of them.
That's amazing. I will say, okay, the one I love in Animal Crossing, creating hybrid flowers. I think it's like such a cool element. Oh my gosh, I really wish they could have so easily created like a realistic genetic like Punnett square situation. What a lost educational opportunity. Everyone write a letter to Animal Crossing. Oh, Lemmings!
Lemmings, yep.
Oh my gosh. Blue shirt? Crossy Road. Oh my gosh, is this a frog situation?
Love it. Amazing.
Right here?
Pocket frogs.
Ooh.
That's fun.
By the way, if anyone happens to live in the southern Anne Arundel County area, we have a live action Frogger volunteer opportunity where we have a group of volunteers, I am one of them, at the Jug Bay Wetland Sanctuary, where our jobs is to go out at night and to act as crossing guards and help salamanders and other amphibians cross the road during breeding season. Yes. Come on out. We are looking for volunteers now. Yeah? The Jug Bay Wetland Sanctuary. Jug like...
Yeah.
All right.
Great. And here are a couple of games that I just wanted to make sure we pointed out again because I like all of them and they're very good at this in very specific ways. We all know Animal Crossing is incredibly good at this. All of their fish and bug
Insects.
species are real things that exist, and as a child, I learned a lot from the first GameCube Animal Crossing game.
And they are relatively anatomically correct, which is pretty exciting, too.
Yeah, and they're all found in the same places where they normally would be found, you know, near running water for a lot of them, or in ponds, or in the ocean, and that's really informative.
Yeah, like, what's the game where you have to go to, like, a waterfall for salmon because they're going upstream? It's very
Skyrim,
exciting.
that's one of them, yeah.
There you go. In the back? Yes! Because of Animal Crossing. Coelacanths, they thought they were extinct. They are not extinct. And discovered by a woman. Don't listen to that whole male scientist who tried to take over her discovery.
Among Trees is one of those other ones that I mentioned that's really good at this. They have a lot of different accurate mushrooms that I had never seen before, and a lot of different berries and things. I think it's a beautiful game. It's just way too short. And The Hunter Call of the Wild is probably my favorite for this, specifically because some of the missions in The Hunter Call of the Wild are things I have straight up been paid to do in my career. I was like a giddy little school child screaming to my husband, "Oh my God, they want me to do the thing that I did in real life."
What's an example?
The one on the screen right now, this is in the New England map pack, whatever. And the text on the screen reads, "Sometimes the biggest threat to an environment isn't the most obvious one. In the last few years, for us, it's been an invasive plant species called perennial pepperweed." And then they keep talking to you over the radio and says, "It may not sound like a very glamorous task, but believe me, invasive plants tend to suppress native species. Studies show that without proper control, they reduce natural diversity, wildlife habitat, even water quality. Yeah, I've seen the damage perennial pepperweed can do. It's highly competitive and very good at adapting to a wide variety of factors and soils." And then they put a mark on your map, and you go there, and you remove the species.
Which, again, is something I have literally done with pepperweed with Sam and others in her crew at our job.
Yeah, there was another one in a different map that I was really excited about because I had to go somewhere where there were invasive bark beetles, where they were infecting some of the trees, and I had to spray paint X's onto the trees to mark them for removal. And I was like, I did that for the spotted lanternfly. Yes! Like, I was losing my mind. I thought it was the coolest thing. Because a lot of people don't think of hunting games as being like conservation oriented, but a lot of times hunters are conservationists, like more so than regular people that aren't hunters. And these missions in this game are like really tailored towards that. And I think that's incredibly cool.
Yes, it is a complicated question, especially when you get into some of the big game hunting things. But a significant portion of funding for conservation are from outdoorsmen and hunting organizations because they understand ecology and they want to
Make
help.
sure that they can have that thing to hunt or fish forever.
I still would prefer if my cute and fuzzies could stay alive, but I understand that not everyone's like me. In fact, in Breath of the Wild, one of my 3 video games, there's a little teeny sub quest thing at the village where Link buys his house, and there's a man standing by the stables who invites you to hunt the deer in a particular forest because they have become overpopulated and they're killing the forest by overgrazing the young seedlings and tender new shoots.
And that's a thing that happens all over the U.S. now, especially in suburban areas.
In fact, if you look sometimes on the side of the road in an area that's kind of forested, sometimes you can look at it and see, oh man, the bottoms of those trees, it's a really straight line. That is a deer browse line because they have munched up as high as they can reach and they create a totally straight line, which straight lines do not occur in nature for the most part. So now you can, look out the window as you drive by and impress people and be like, oh, look at that deer browse line. Oh, I'm so smart.
And I just have this other one little bonus feature from the Amazon Trail 3rd edition. This is one of the little mini things that happens when you're in one of the little towns. But it's basically a dichotomous key where they ask you, what does this fish look like? And you go through fins, tails, marks, stripes, shapes, and when you answer all of the questions, you end up with a very small selection of species that it could be, which I think is a really cool thing to have in such an old video game, to have this really good explanation of how to tell different species apart. And that was really all I had.
Yeah.
Here are some links that you can't click because you don't have this PowerPoint. But there's some further learning. There's a podcast episode of Outside In. I really like the Outside In podcast. It's an NPR podcast out of New Hampshire. They do a lot of outdoor stuff. But they have one episode that's called Dragons, Trolls, and Pine Trees, and it's all about video game design and the natural world. And they talk to the woman who created Nirnroot for Skyrim and a bunch of other stuff, and they talk about how video game designers use elements of the natural world to create things, which I thought was a good thing to have in this presentation. There's also a really good YouTube video about Hyrule's rivers.
Yes, indeed.
That's something that drives me nuts sometimes in games, is when the
The
Rivers don't make sense.
They don't go anywhere. There's a guy who will follow a river the best he can from its inception all the way to the ocean, but it usually doesn't go to the ocean. It just ends in like a cliff or something.
Yeah, so if there's anybody here that's ever going to build a map, think about that, please, because
Indeed.
it drives me bonkers.
Indeed. The hydrologists among you would appreciate some accuracy. Hey. Just jogged a thought that I wanted to mention. I think, because we have a reference about foraging down here, I think the Pokemon Go craze is partially responsible for the natural foraging craze. I mean, going out, try to catch them all, going outside, searching for your specific species. Is that not foraging? This is my
pretty
theory.
close.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the link that you can't click for the Discord for the DMV area. So if you want that link, come talk to me. And then if anybody has any questions, we're happy to chit chat for a while.
All right, Mario or Luigi.
Are you guys familiar with the work biologist Douglas Hoffman and just on Nick Bostrom about how reality life itself is a video game simulation layered on top of it?
I have not
Wow,
read that. That
sounds
sounds awesome.
fascinating, though. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Just because people are filtering out, which you're welcome to, I just want to make my last plug about conservation and engaging with the natural world. There's a Jacques Cousteau quote that says, "People protect what they love." And I believe that in order to protect the environment, people need to be exposed to the environment and understand what it is doing for them, and they need to have an emotional connection to it. These games like these for both of us has helped to provide that initial emotional connection, that sense of belonging in the environment for everyone, not just some people, but everyone. That's an important aspect that these games foster. And that, I think, is part of the secret to saving the world. Because if we protect what we love and we engage with our ecosystem, we're part of the ecosystem. These games are a part of the ecosystem. That is how we're going to make change. So go out and engage with stuff. Yay! But now we can talk about other questions if you guys want. I just wanted to say that.